What's up, guys? We're the band Pop Evil, and we play Orange Amps. Whoa!
I know you guys are Orange enthusiasts. What is it about, Orange, and especially kind of the style of music you guys play that makes a perfect marriage there?
Well, I mean, look at them. I mean,
They're gorgeous.
They're orange. It's my favorite color.
They're black now too.
Well, yeah, that too.
Don't show the black ones. Just show the orange ones.
Aesthetically, they're very pleasing, and they're good sounding amps.
There's just like there's something about the way those speaker cabinets sound. It's really focused but really aggressive sound. The speaker cabinets,
lots of low ends.
Yeah,
and warm. It's got a warmness to it.
Yeah, they're just really solid, good, saturated sounding cabinets without. I don't know. They're just like a lot of cabinets can start sounding brittle and kind of gross when they're clear, but they're clear and they sound like real warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, they add a really pleasant gain.
Yeah,
but without making it sound like crap,
And another thing that was actually one of the reasons we don't use their heads is they're very honest. The representative that we talked to, he asked us questions about what comprises our sound and what we're looking for and what we need. And he said, in all honesty, you probably will be better off with your heads. Like, we could have had orange heads up on stage with us and it would help advertise them more, but he's like, you're probably going to end up just going back and using your head anyway because you're not going to like the it's not going to work as well for you given what you're telling us about.
I love the way orange amps sound.
Yeah.
It's just,
we have a very specific sound that is dependent on those
heads. Forever,
but the cabinets just make them sound better.
For you guys, growing up, when was the first time you kind of saw an orange amp or heard one that kind of sparked your interest?
I don't know exactly the first time. I remember being in the position of standing in a guitar store and having a certain amount of money, and deciding between a JMP and an OR80, and I've never regretted choosing the OR80. It's just it was something that was like, I could get this Marshall, or I could get this.
Right.
And at that time, I mean, Orange is everywhere now. Like, they're doing great, and this was like 1998, and it was like just to see one was kind of rare thing,
yeah.
And it was
me too. Like, the first time I ever saw one was the inside of the Weezer album cover, the first one, because Matt Sharp played one a bass through it. So I always thought they were bass amps, growing up.
Right.
So it was kind of funny. Well, it was kind of a mythical thing. You don't really see them didn't really see them that often.
Yeah.
Very cool. So.
You kids today can just walk into any music store and buy an Orange
spoiled.
amp. Back in my day,
you had to walk uphill both ways to the guitar store.
And maybe they'd have one if you're
snow.
lucky.
Better.
I think the first time I noticed seeing an orange setup going was Sleep in like the late '80s, and it just blew me away. I mean, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That is perfect for stoner genre.
As young fans, what was the first time you might have seen an orange amp, and what was your first experience? When you first saw them, maybe a musician playing them, or you maybe saw them in a store.
Yeah, the first thing I said was Sleep. I think they were maybe with Hawkwind or something. I can't remember, but I had never heard of them before, and I was amazed. I mean, their songwriting primarily, but their sound was awesome.
Yes.
I remember seeing one and thinking, oh man, that's kind of cool. Someone did like a custom job on their cab or whatever. Like, they made one orange or something instead of like not realizing that was the brand. And then, I got hit in the head with a rock or something and woke up and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Orange, I get it.
What the first thing people hear when they're listening to our songs, we're a very guitar-driven band. And, capturing the right tone for capturing the right mood is everything. And even in the studio, we were experimenting nonstop, just trying to get that right sound. And I think Orange was actually used more often than not. It's just got that raw, that raw tone that just works for whatever we're trying to do.
I really like Orange amps a lot. I just like they have a very I'm speaking for the guitars. They have a very natural sound to the guitar, and like other amps, they have like distortion and everything. other amps have distortion, but it sounds like digital and stuff. This has like a true sound, yeah. So even a clean sound sounds true.
So I remember growing up thinking about like Orange amps and stuff, and I always thought, man, it's got this, vintage retro sound and this and that. And it wasn't until recent years that I really saw other people using it and heard some of the tones coming out of it. And I'm like, dude, that's killer. Like, that's super heavy. And like, even as a bass player, like the diversity you have with, like I use the OB1 500, and it's got this killer crunch, this gain that you can blend in, and it's, finding a good bass distortion is really hard to do. And it's got it built in. It sounds killer, man. It's just like everything you can need.
Yeah, any tone that you want, any style of music that you're looking for, it's got it right there. It's all.